I have only one sister who, the cause of the inadequate understanding and the low regard for girl child education, my sister spent only 1 year in school and my father withdrew her from school.
In sub-Saharan Africa, 33 million primary school-age children do not go to school, and 18 million of these children are girls. Closing the gender gap in primary and secondary education is the only viable path to educating nations and reaching the goals of international development.
Olusegun Obasanjo Foundation is one of our biggest clients from Nigeria, and they help with funding, initiatives and strategies for all kinds of charities, predominantly in Africa. And today being the International Day of the Girl, with a reference to education, United Nations started in 2011, December 19th. It's quite a fundamental inauguration we're having here for a launch. In Africa, we have a major problem. It's not easy being a woman in the world. It's not easy being an African woman in the world. It's even harder being an African girl in Africa. For me, it's quite interesting to see women coming together, as well as personal, speeches from Sherry Blair, from Princess Fifi, and the campaign continues.
All over the world, and not Africa alone, the girl child, in most societies, from the very day she's born, she suffers gender discrimination. It's been a struggle for me. Every day, from my days in university until today, the fight and the battle continues.
Education is the greatest force that can be used to bring about change. It is also the greatest investment that a nation can make for quick development of its economy, political, and human resources.
Across the world, girls, simply because of their gender, are second-class citizens. They suffer cultural and institutional discrimination, not just from outside society, but actually within the family itself.
So through the Girl Child Development Program, we aim to create these girl-friendly schools, which will then have a knock-on effect on the quality of girls' education and their performance and learning outcomes.
The foundation will work directly with schools in Africa to provide bursaries to girls who are affected by hardship. Grants will also be awarded to promote curriculums for girls in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics subjects.
It's been a great start. I was very happy to be here, to be able to be a part of this very intelligent discussion around these issues, because they could have just gone and done whatever they wanted to do. The mere fact that they're taking it upon themselves to invite people to talk about what they want to do, to help them to clarify their thought process around it is very, very positive. I like it.
For me, I think it's something that I feel tremendously happy that this has happened. With the guest speakers we got, Sherry Blair, for example, giving her own personal experience, her own personal story of what it meant to her. Then we have Princess Fifi also talking about her experience in Nigeria, what she's gone through to be the number one architecture in Africa.
It's wonderful because we've shared a lot of ideas, we have to find new ways to get funds for this sort of thing, and that's the thing that really struck me. Innovative ways, ideas of business structures behind a lot of these charities, and find ways of educating these children so that they make a future. The woman, strong woman who stands and can hold her own tomorrow and contribute her quota to society
Very interesting mix of people from hard-hitting companies to NGOs. People came up with some, I thought, very creative ideas. So this goal of having a 2 to 3% goal for each company to money set aside of their revenue for girls' education. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
It's just been amazing, and just to hear the panelists when they talked very passionately about how different sectors can engage, what is it that we need to do, what should we be saying, and making sure the panel also realized that Africa is not just a country, it's actually a continent, and that there's different ways we could work together to make things work. But how do we find a creative solution that's sustainable for the foundation and also has a big impact in Africa?